Hello, welcome to another one of our webinars. And today we are super, super excited because we have Jerry Paffendorf with us. Yay!
Hey, everybody. Yeah, very exciting, I know.
Hi, Jerry. You look like you just got a haircut.
Well, thank you for asking. I did just get a haircut. I actually just walked back to our office in downtown Detroit from the barbershop across the street. So if you don't like the way I look, this is about as good and clean as it gets. So.
You look great. And it was funny how I sneaked that in because I knew that you were at the barbershop the past hour. So today we are so excited because we're talking about something that we just launched. In fact, this is the first time we're actually discussing and doing a live demo about it. We're going to be talking about the Regrid data store that we launched just last Thursday. It's a super amazing product that we are all so proud of, and we are so happy to be talking about it today. Before we dig too deep into it, we just went live. And hi, Darren. I know you're live here. Thank you so much for joining us. And we have a bunch of other attendees here as well. Hola! And that's why we just want to talk a little bit about the webinar before we dive into the demo in case somebody joins us live in maybe 5 minutes. So we want to do the demo maybe after 5 minutes. So before we get into the demo, let's talk about the store itself. Jerry, do you want to talk a little bit about why we decided to launch this, the reason behind having a store?
Sure. First off, hi, everybody. And hi, Darren. I will try to get you some rocks from the Keweenaw Peninsula soon. I know you've been coveting them, so hang tight on that. So for those of us, you may or may not be familiar with our work, but for the last 5 or 7 years, we've been on a real mission to try to assemble nationwide parcel data, nationwide land grid information, because it's so fundamental to understanding things in the world spatially, where people live, how cities are designed, how land is used, how land is owned, how things are taxed. A lot of the stuff comes back down to how the world is subdivided into legal boundaries with addresses and owners and different kinds of assessment information, sale prices, taxable values, things of that nature. And it's been really hard to get. It's like a data set that's fundamental, but has been so hard to get that only a few providers have bothered to try to go county to county to put this data set together.
Yeah.
And sometimes it's been really good, but it's been really expensive. It's been really inflexible in the terms for how you can use it. And being based in Detroit, Michigan, we have done a lot of work with and for the city over time, where parcel data was totally fundamental to understanding where things needed to be worked on, where things needed to be fixed, who is responsible for property ownership, just planning in general. And so we know how important this is, not only in cities, but in rural areas and in natural areas and all of it. And so our journey has gone from building software to work with parcel data, which we still do, and we build great software for it, but it's also branched out into providing parcel data for other people to use. And really over the last couple of years, what that's meant is that people could license large amounts of parcel data from us. So an entire state or the entire nationwide data set. And that's fantastic, but the truth of the matter is that doesn't scratch everybody's itch. Oftentimes, even if it's a deep project in a place, people will only be looking at 1 county, 2 counties, a few counties. And so it just made an awful lot of sense to branch out to not only having the software, not only having these large data licensing packages, but just making it as drop-dead simple as possible to go to the nationwide map, click on the county you're interested in, see exactly which fields we have, so there's no question about that, exactly when it was updated, make it easy to grab a sample so that you're positive that what you're getting is the right thing. Right. And then your option for if you want a spreadsheet or a shapefile with the geometry, type in your credit card information and just download that file right away. And this is something that each of those steps, we feel the pain and we know the uncertainty of what might make you question what's in the data, or am I going to get the right thing? And so we've really tried to make that so easy with the data store that now there's this 24/7 resource where if you just need to go and grab data for a county, get the boundaries, or even just get that list so you can open it in Excel and sort stuff and do it alphabetically or however you want to do it, it's easy to get those files. And so that's the short kind of journey. And then the motivation is just to make it easier to get parcel data however you need it, whenever you need it.
Yeah. And hassle-free, no delays. You can do it yourself if you're in an urgent need on a Saturday, on a weekend.
to email us. I know Sahana and I and the rest of the team are good at getting back to emails, but you don't have to worry if we're asleep. You can just go and get it.
Yeah. Any number of counties, yeah. It's like our friend Giancarlo tells all the time, hyperlocal data is so important. And I guess with this data store, that's what we are making it easy for you, is getting hyperlocal data that you need right away without any issues, without any hassles, in the format that you need. You have enough information ahead of time. We'll demo that shortly so that you can make an informed decision, and then you get the data right away, instantly. So no back and forth, none of that. So that was the idea behind the data store. Now, we also understand that there is value in, the bulk data itself, so that this actually does not impact the bulk data licensing that we continue to do even now in any way. In fact, this is for, if you're looking for a couple counties right away, whether it's a spreadsheet, a lot of real estate folks would really love spreadsheet data right away. This is just, an avenue for you to come and see. And this is also a great way to look at the data that we offer. You have the coverage report there, you have the standard schema, you have the sample data. But at the same time, we know that when you're looking for a bulk data set, whether it's nationwide or statewide, we still make that available to you. You just go through the team for that, instead of the store.
Yep.
All right. So with that said, let me jump right into the demo. I do want to say, Darren, Stephen, and Doug, you guys are live watching us right now. I think we may have had a few more live attendees. Yes, Rajan just joined us. Thank you all for joining us live. Please type in your questions as we go along. We'll answer them, but we'll also dedicate some time at the end of the session for Q&A. All right. Jerry, I'm going to share my screen. Let me know when you can see it.
Perfect. Doug? And don't tone it down, Sahana. There's an entire coliseum full of people here watching with us right now. It's overwhelming. So
that's true. All right, can you see this?
I can. Yep.
All right. Okay. So let's start at the homepage. We made it very clear for you to find the data store. So for instance, you have this, and then you can go to our menu option. You can just go here, shop by the county. I'll just go from the menu here, and then this takes us right here to the store.
It's an easy domain name too. It's just landgrid.com/store. So
that's right. So just a quick overview here. So we have a map that's interactive. So if you want to find the county or the data that you're looking for, you can either go for, click on it from the map, or you can browse through here. Just a quick section. I don't want to highlight that too much, but I just love how much green we have and how much yellow we have. Yellow is still unavailable, but we are working on it constantly. The team is just around the clock working on covering up as many of those yellows and turning them into green this year. So a quick overview here, you get all the information that you need right here on the overview page, including the standard schema, our detailed coverage report. I just want to open that up quickly here in a different window. So if you go here, if you click on the schema, this is what opens up. It basically talks to you about what is in our standard schema, which is about 98 columns right now. And then if you click on the coverage report, this is the CSV that downloads for you. It is a detailed coverage report of our entire nationwide data set, divided into state and county. So you can look at, if you're looking at a particular county, you can come here and see exactly what data we have and what we don't. Where it says 0, we don't have those columns, and where it says, it just talks to you about the percentage of coverage for the data. So it's very well spelled out, so you can know what you're getting for each county.
And then on that, Sahana, that's part of it. Our attitude is that we want to make everything we do and everything we provide very clear, because sometimes when you're trying to access data or get data from a source, it can be mysterious. What's in it? When was it updated? And even, and sometimes especially, like, what does it actually cost to get it? And so we're really trying to do things differently, be more human, be more fresh in our approach, where we just spell everything out, right? And in that way, no data set is entirely perfect. That probably goes without saying. We work really hard to make ours as perfect as possible. But even where things aren't perfect, knowing where things come from and being able to tell us, like, hey, can you refresh this? Hey, is it possible to get this kind of a column? We think creates a much better experience and a much better customer service experience and partnership experience overall.
Absolutely. All right, so moving forward, you can see all of the states listed here, and then I'm going to select Utah today. All right. So
Utah.
yeah. So once you're in the state, the map is interactive, so it kind of dials down on the state, and then it lists you. It gives a list of all the counties. Now, Utah, we just recently updated, so you can see that the refresh date is rather, it's just very, very recent. But we pretty much have most of these counties or all of these counties in Utah. But if there is a county missing, you'll actually see that it's grayed out. So you'll know ahead of time that if a county is unavailable to you. All right, so let me select one, Salt Lake County. All right, so once you're in your county page, again, we offer a lot of information here. I want to first quickly show you the different formats that we have. So we offer the basic CSV, spreadsheet export, and then you have the premium, and then the standard would be your shape files, and then premium standard, premium shape files. Now let me just give you a quick rundown into what premium is. So premium are the premium fields that we recently added. These are extra data sets that we integrated with our base data parcel data, which is the USPS vacancy and residential indicators, which will tell you if a property is vacant or residential And then most recently in January, we integrated building footprints data from a partner called Gateway Spatial, and we derived two brand new attributes from the data at a parcel level, which is building count per parcel, so number of structures per parcel, and then building square footage per parcel. So those come under our premium attributes as listed here, and then these are our standard attributes. Now, the standard attributes are attributes that are in our standard schema. Some counties have all of them. Some counties don't have all of them. And some counties, when we are lucky, we get more number of columns, extra custom columns. Like, for instance, in NYC, we have columns for number of floors and number of units as part of the standard schema. So what you see here, it says 23 plus. These are the most commonly found attributes, but those are not the only ones in Salt Lake County. Those are just, some that we have listed here. All the information is available right here. So again, if you click here, it will open the standard schema. It will open the coverage report if you click here. And then if you want to learn more about our vacancy data or the building footprint data, we have links to all of it. So you can quickly go read up on everything and make sure you're getting exactly what you needed. And then before you select what you want to buy, we highly recommend that you look at the sample data, because we really want to make sure that you get, what you're looking for, and you're not left with something that you didn't want, and then you feel like, you spent money on something that you really didn't need. So to make that easy, what we've done is for every county, we've provided a sample CSV, a spreadsheet of just about 20 to 30 rows. This is I have it open. Jerry, are you able to see this?
Yeah, no, I'm seeing it.
Yeah, so this is what the sample would look like for Salt Lake. It will tell you exactly what is in the standard schema. The empty columns are basically columns that typically don't come filled out for most of the counties. Like 90% of the counties will not have a lot of these columns filled. We just have them in our standard schema. So you can look at this and see whether it has city, it has county, it has address, and things like that. Yeah, things like this are most important to a lot of people. So you want to make sure that you're getting everything. So always make sure to download the CSV and see if it has what you're looking for. And for shape files, it's a little difficult for us to provide shape files for every county. We do have 144 million parcels on our site. So we've provided two shapefile counties here. They kind of are a good representation of our data overall. It doesn't overrepresent our data. It doesn't underrepresent our data. It's kind of like the most average coverage that we have is shown on these two counties. So you can download either of these two to see what the shapefiles look like. And then once you have that selected, I'm just going to go for a standard because I want to show what a shapefile checkout process looks like. Add to cart. and then you'll see that it'll show up here. You can just go here, and then this is the checkout process. Now, because we are on production, I'm going to swiftly move into our staging site to do the rest of it so I don't actually accidentally get charged for it and end up showing my card number to all of you. So yeah, so this is what the checkout page is. It is super easy. And then we have a dummy card here, and then just go ahead. What should I name this?
Yeah, you can just keep it vanilla if you want. I don't know.
Vanilla parsley?
No.
Parsley?
Yeah, vanilla parcels.
Got it. Okay. All right. And then my email address goes right here, which is also available to all of you. If you guys have any questions, please don't hesitate to email me at sahana@langit.com. And then we have a basic license agreement. Everybody who licenses data from us, whether it is bulk data, single county data, statewide data, has to go through this license agreement with us. I'll just run through the few quick highlights. Essentially, it is asking you to make sure that that you don't resell or redistribute the data that we provide as is. Because that would be against and in violation of this license agreement. However, if you use this data to create derivative works and research work out of it, that is absolutely okay. But reselling the data as is, that's not allowed. And then
go ahead. Put it to work and add to it. So if you add something to it, you add columns, you want to put it on your website, put it in an app and people can see it, please, by all means, go ahead and do that. And if you want to give us a thanks on where the source came from, we love it when you do that. You don't have to do anything like that either. We try to keep it really flexible. We just don't want you to take exactly what we have and that we put work into putting everything into those customized, standardized fields and just pass that on. So we like a very common, high level, this is the spirit of what the agreement is about, and then we try to keep it as painless as possible after that. So I know nobody likes to read these kinds of things, but hopefully it's one of the better ones that you've seen and makes more sense than most.
Yeah, and it is pretty quick, and that's why we had the highlights here, because if you don't have the time to read through the whole thing, you at least get the gist of it here. We do say that with this purchase, you get the data instantly. Like as soon as you confirm purchase, you get the data link, and you're able to download the data, which is why refunds are not allowed on this. And that's it. I say accept and process. All right, so please stay on this page. So this is something I do want to say, that this page redirects itself to the download link page. So once you've completed a transaction, please continue to stay on this while it redirects. I do want to mention that this is our staging site, which is extremely slow. That's why it's taking this long. Otherwise, it wouldn't take this long for you.
It doesn't take that long, but I appreciate it. Yeah, it's
All right, so this is your data order page. So you get to see exactly what you ordered, and then because I ordered, I purchased shapefiles, it comes in these formats. So you also get the CSV, so which is a bonus. You get in four other formats, and then whatever works for you, you should be able to use it. I do want to mention that we are working on being able to allow KML format here as well, so that way you can use it with Google Earth and other similar tools. But with the formats that you have here, you can easily download it and import it onto ArcGIS and start working with it. And then there are a few other things here that you could use. One, it kind of tells you why some columns might be empty, and there's a reason for that, because not every county will provide every column. It doesn't mean that you received incomplete data for that county. It just means that there are more number of columns in the standard schema, but not every county will provide data for every single column. And then you have all the resources that you need right here: the coverage report, the data FAQs, the data dictionary, which is our standard schema, and then more information on USPS data. I do want to quickly show you what our FAQs looks like. This is what it looks like. It answers every question about the data, where we get it from.
Let me add real quick too, just that the other part that you don't see is that when you make that purchase and you get to that download page, you also get a really nicely formatted email sent to you that includes all the relevant links and information too. So at every step, we're really trying to take the mystery out of it and just handhold through it. So
absolutely. And once you get here, you can read about each one of our different data sets, the building data, you can, if you are interested in API access, you can read about that here as well. And then we are currently working on LBCS, use code and zoning code classification, which, as you all know, is not standardized at a nationwide level. And this is the first time that someone is really working on something like this. And we're very, very happy that we've been able to do this for 60% of our data set so far. There will be a webinar and a demo on how LBCS works coming in shortly. So we will save for most of that conversation for another time. And that's it. If you want to see what your county looks like in a spatial format, you can just go and browse on langrid.com, which is, you can see it on our mapping platform as well. And then here, if you ever need, your receipt to reimburse with your company, you will find it right here. It will also be sent to you in that confirmation email. So this link is active and live for 30 days. So we recommend that you download and save your files within those 30 days, and then it expires after 30 days. But make sure to bookmark this page and keep that confirmation email that comes to you, because that confirmation email will have this link available to you at all times. And that was it. That was the demo. All right, I'll stop.
Really sure, because it's pretty concise. So that's great, and we have a good question. Yeah.
If you were to purchase nationwide parcel boundaries as a shapefile, would this information compress into a single shapefile with all of this information? So the way we provide data, I don't think we compress it into a single shapefile. I will get back to you and get an answer to you via email after I get clarification on this from our amazing data manager, Blake Gerardo. But we do provide, at a nationwide level, we do provide you with one SFTP directory with one folder with the shapefiles in the different formats. But what happens is every month we continue to update data. We do monthly updates. With every month, we do keep adding into the same directory, and we do it in such a way that it doesn't override everything else. So, so based on that, I'm guessing there might be few more, files, and the files would be split into custom files and custom updates. But I'll get you a more detailed, clarified answer for that later today.
Yes.
Thank you, Rajan.
And that gets, they do get broken down by county, so you can, I think one file might just be like having a grand piano falling on you, so they're neatly broken out, so you can grab and put together the pieces that you need. And then as Sahana said, one way to do the licensing is that we give you access to that big directory. You grab from it, you can download it, you host it yourself, you can have it in your own database or serve it up inside of your own app. And then another way that you can access it too, which fits some people's needs better, not everybody, is to sign up for our parcel API, which lets you make a lot of calls, different amounts wherever in the country. And you're just kind of pulling stuff in as you need it, or as somebody, clicks on a map on your site or searches for a city on your site. So Sahana, if we can follow up there, we can definitely get back in touch and clearly spell out those different ways.
Absolutely, Rajan. And if you're interested in our nationwide data set, we will connect you with, our sales director as well, who can walk you through the next steps.
Next.
Yes, Max Glass. And he'll take really good care of you. And that's another good thing about the store is it lets you, whether you want individual counties, whether you want statewide or nationwide, you can actually just go into the store, quickly see the sample data yourself, and get a quick sense of what our data set looks like. And then you can see the coverage report right there. You can see our data dictionary right there. And then when you reach out to us, hopefully to buy nationwide or statewide, you will already be quite informed about our data set. So it makes the whole process a little bit more easy, a little more seamless, hopefully faster as well. All right. I think that's pretty much it about the demo. In fact, actually, we did a GIF last week about just the transaction process, and it takes less than a minute to actually finish the whole transaction. We were talking through the whole process, but I'm sure you got a sense of how quick and easy it is. You have everything at your disposal, so you can just make the decision right there. Of course, we don't want to leave you just there hanging dry. If you have any questions, you can always reach out to us. Our team loves geeky, nerdy, data questions. So we're always happy to answer them. So please send your emails to team@langrid.com, and we can help you with any questions that you have.
Yeah, and I'll just, I think to wrap it up, I'll just underscore that as providers of this kind of data, like the entire team is really interested in how this data can be used, how it can be meaningful in the world, how it can be used for good, how it can be used to do things better, how this kind of data intersects with life and society. And so it makes us a pretty interested and interesting bunch. And we're really eager to help people get stuff done with the data. And I just feel like I should say that sometimes because that might not be obvious. If you're kind of thinking, are we just people with files that kind of like sling them around and like we get annoyed when the phone rings or like, oh, I don't want to answer this or that. Like we really lean into doing this work. And I think it's something that makes us better than your average bear at doing it. We get excited about it. We're always updating things. We're always talking, what's the next data set? How do we improve the refresh rates? Everything like that. And so if you ever want to wrap with us about, data sets you think would be helpful on the site that aren't here right now, how this can be used in your project. At this point, we deal with such a diversity of partners and customers and use cases. We kind of wake up and we never know, we're talking to a city, are we talking to a startup, are we talking to an insurance company, an energy company, an agriculture company, a machine learning company,
or a large social network, yeah.
Or whatever. It's the list is like you got to try to truncate it in a poetic fashion, and so. And of course, all these people use different systems, different databases, different mapping platforms. And so the team is very adept at making sure that we serve it up in ways that people can use, even if they're doing things differently.
Absolutely. And I want to say, we're open for questions right now. If you have any questions, please type them right now. And if you feel like you forgot to ask us anything, you can always email us and we'd love to take your questions. While you type those questions, a few quick points come to mind, which is basically we have those in place to make sure that you get exactly what you need, but also that you're aware of what the limitations are of the store, which is the store is a one-time export. So if you're looking for updates, we would still say, please email us and we can figure out a way to like get you the same county that you would have gotten through the store, but in such a way that you actually get updates through the year. The store is great for a one-time export, and especially for those who buy, CSVs or spreadsheets. It's like a snapshot of the data, so you get the latest copy of that particular county's parcel data, and then say 6 months down the line, you're looking for, the latest update. You can come back to the store and do it. But for those of you who would need frequent updates, please email us, and we can make that available to you as well outside of the store.
I see Darren has posted a keyboard. Darren, you want us to like do a chopsticks duet or something like that? I don't have a piano here right now. I don't know if
I think when you mentioned grand piano reference, Darren added that over there.
You're gonna test our musical skills, at least mine. I'm not sure if you've got those hidden talents there, Sahana, but he wants to do it.
Not with piano, but yes, some musical talent for sure. And Darren, just before this call, we were talking about, the camel hat comment that you posted on YouTube, and we want to let you know we're working on it for you.
Yeah, actually, here, tease Darren. Hold on one second. I did one.
There's your visual reinforcement for you.
So this is not, this is brand new, vintage, signed. No, it's not signed. I don't think anybody. I'm not sure if we're quite there yet, but not everybody's a fan of camo, but our co-founder Mary had some of these made, and the people who are into them are into them. So we'll see what we can do, Darren. Maybe we'll launch the whole store, pianos and hats, camo hats.
All right, so we have another question from Rajan. Would the API capability enable frequent updates to parcel information without having to re-download if we were to utilize an S3 base layer? Yes. So API is a direct feed for you. But of course, with the API, you don't actually get the raw files. But if you're interested in the API, please let us know. And if you actually get nationwide data from us, you get the API access along with it as well.
And Sahana, correct me if I'm wrong, for Rajan, that it's landgrid.com/parcel-API right now.
That's right. I can just put that link in here for you. It's also on our menu. Everything is on our menu options right now. So on our site, if you ever feel like you're lost and not able to find the pages that you're looking for, just go to the top nav menu or the bottom nav menu, and then you'll find the links here. But I just added that here.
And then Rajan, this will have pricing. There's similar kind of tiers. There's kind of like a slim, standard, premium kind of tier. And if you're interested in checking it out, we can just toss you the keys. It's like a free trial, no obligation, no credit card to set up or anything like that.
Yeah, absolutely, Rajan. Let us know. You say you're already on the page, so let us know. You can search by, with our API, you can search by parcel ID, address, or lat long right now, and you get the results right away. So basically, if you're looking to test our API, let us know. We can give you a trial API key for about a month, and I think Darren can also speak for our API right now. Darren has been using it. But yes, we are one of the few people who, who offer flat pricing for API. So we keep it very simple. We just have 3 flat tiers, and you can choose what you like.
Surprisingly rare to have clarity on the pricing. So we're either very smart or very dumb, and I think we're very smart to do it, because I think it's better than driving people crazy not knowing what they're going to pay or exactly what they're going to get. So hopefully you guys like that about the approach.
Yeah, and also metering based on number of requests or number of parcels is just very convoluted, both for the customer and for the company that's offering the API. I think keeping it at a flat rate has really helped us scale the system a little bit better. And thank you, Darren, for the kind words. We're so happy, and I'm so glad that Blake has been helpful with the API for you. And yes, Rajan, please feel free to follow up, and I'll definitely get back to you on the compression question for the data delivery. All right. I think that wraps it. Are there any other questions? And
you all know where to find us. We're not far away.
Absolutely. So Jerry@landgrid.com, Sahana@landgrid.com, team@landgrid.com, and we'll get you everything that you need. All right. I think that wraps it.
Here you go. Cover up my new haircut with
I know.
Karen's hat.
It's gonna. Oh, okay, there you go. Not ruined. All right. So thank you, Jerry, for joining me today, and thank you all for registering and joining us live and keeping this conversation interactive. We love when that happens. And as I said earlier this year, we have made a promise to do more of these webinars and live webinars and keep them interactive, and we're going to keep our word. So please expect another one coming soon, and this will be about LBC as use code and zoning classification at a nationwide level, which we are very excited to talk about. All right.
Thanks, everybody. We appreciate you.
Sounds good. All right. Thank you, Jerry.
All right.
Talk to you soon. Bye.